Hi everyone, I'm Lorraine from Simply English Edinburgh. Welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to look at some advanced and perhaps unusual expressions with the verb throw. So when you're ready, let's get started. The first expression I want to look at today is quite a negative one. It is to throw in the towel, and this means to give up. You're finished, you cannot do any more, you think you have done as well or as much as you can, and you throw in the towel, you finish, you give up. So for example, please don't throw in the towel just yet, try again, it might work. Or a very familiar feeling, I think I have tried my best and I'm never going to be able to do it, so I've just decided to throw in the towel. I've decided to give up, to stop. I've reconciled with the fact that I will never be successful. The next one I want to look at today is to throw money at something. Now, this is a real rich person problem, okay? Because if you throw money at something, it means that you recklessly spend money in order to try to solve a problem that you have, okay? So for example, their son is getting very bad grades at school, but his parents are throwing money at his education. Okay, so perhaps they're spending money trying to get him the best tutors, go to private classes, maybe even a private school, etc. So they're spending and spending and spending in order for their son to get good grades, and maybe that's not the best solution to that problem. But as I said, people with money, they will sometimes throw money at a problem in order to try to solve it. The next expression today is also related to money. This one is unfortunately familiar to many people, and it is to throw good money after bad. Now, this basically means that you've already spent money or lost money on something, and in order to recoup the money that you have lost or spent in a wasteful way, you're spending even more. Now, this is the classic casino scenario. You know, you lose £20 and now you're going to lose another 20, 30, 40 pounds trying to get back your original £20. Yeah. So I don't go to casinos because I'm not interested in throwing good money after bad. Another personal example for me is I had a car that I loved. So cute. It was a Mini One, it was mint green, it was absolutely gorgeous. Some of my students might remember that car, but it got to a point where I was throwing good money after bad. You know, I was spending money trying to solve one problem which created another where I needed to spend even more money, and it's kind of a vicious circle. So a really good one and an important life lesson is not to throw good money after bad. Next up is the expression to throw caution to the wind, and this one means to take excessive or unnecessary risks. So doing things that are deemed overly dangerous or overly risky. Do you often think that there are people who throw caution to the wind when they are on holiday? They swim in the sea when they're drunk, they climb or they hike mountains that are beyond their hiking capabilities. Why is it that when people go abroad, they tend more to throw caution to the wind than when they're at home? And I think it's a really negative and really foolish thing to do. The next expression, you hear this quite a lot with lots of different components. So I've heard, for example, to throw someone to the dogs, to throw someone to the lions. But here in the UK, more often than not, you will hear the expression to throw someone under the bus. Now, this one basically means that you are blaming someone and not even blaming them, but perhaps you are causing suffering to someone else in order to save yourself or in order to gain an unfair advantage. Okay, so for example, a group project has gone wrong and you decide to throw your classmate under the bus. Tell your teacher it was them, it was their fault. they didn't participate much, when in actual fact, perhaps it was the fault of the whole group, but you've decided to throw this person under the bus in order to look better yourself. And it's a negative thing. Please do not throw your friends under the bus for personal gain. It's not good. It's not cute. Don't do it. The next one we have is to throw your hat in the ring. Now, this is quite funny because it actually means to show willingness to accept a challenge or, to participate in something. But this is something we see quite a lot in politics, particularly when a political party needs a new leader. You will see that there will be many people who will decide to throw their hat in the ring and publicly announce, I would like to go and to put my name forward to become the party leader. This person will throw their hat in the ring, publicly announce their willingness to lead the party and hopefully become elected as its leader. This could also be the case, for example, at work where, again, you're looking for a leader, you're looking for someone to take charge of a project and you decide, I'm just going to throw my hat in the ring. I'm just going to try. I'm going to put my name out there and see if I am chosen. So this is one that you do see quite a lot in the news, particularly in terms of politics. Next up is a super common expression among native speakers, and this one is to throw a spanner in the works, and this basically means to cause an event or some action not to go exactly as planned. So for instance, if you have planned to buy a property and maybe you have completed all the paperwork, you have seen the property, you've put in a formal offer, everything is fantastic, and then the bank throws a spanner in the works by not approving your mortgage. Okay, so suddenly you need to go and you need to find another bank and you need to reapply for a mortgage. So that is throwing a spanner in the works because it's not something that you have anticipated and it's really causing damage to the plans that you have had. I saw this one in the news recently with new COVID cases are throwing a spanner in the works for the Olympic Games in Japan. The Olympics are a couple of weeks out as I'm making this video. And, it's not really sure what's going to happen. Will there be crowds? I doubt it. Will the athletes live together in different villages? Everything is kind of unknown at the moment. There are so many unknowns. So COVID and this pandemic has really thrown a spanner in the works. The next one, again, quite a common one, to throw your weight around, is also something negative. Again, you can always change the pronoun depending on the person you are talking about. But to throw your weight around means to sort of use your position of power or influence in order to get what you want, or at least to demonstrate to other people in a negative way that you have power, you have influence, and therefore you're going to get what you want. Okay, so for instance, despite being the boss's son, Tommy didn't throw his weight around the office. So probably the other colleagues really appreciated that even though his father was the boss, he did not kind of act as if he had a lot of power, a lot of influence over other people. That is something that's really frowned upon or looked at in a negative way. The next one I love, it's quite informal. That is to not trust someone as far as you could throw them. Long sentence, okay? But for example, you might say, don't tell Karen about your plans because I don't trust her as far as I could throw her. Meaning, how far can you throw a person? I don't know. Depends on their weight, not that far though, obviously. So what you're basically saying is, I do not trust this person, you should not trust them either. Perhaps they're a little bit dodgy, maybe a little bit gossipy or talkative, but there's some reason why you don't trust them. I don't trust this person as far as I could throw them. Really common, especially I think in Irish English and Hiberno English, in my dialect. It's something that we use a lot and you will hear native speakers using it. And last up on today's list is to throw something together. And yeah, I've been in that situation many times in my life where the deadline is coming really close. You have to just create a project or create something in an absolute rush. It's not your best piece of work. You throw it together. Okay, so I had no idea that the project was due on Friday. So I'm just going to throw it together and hope for the best. It's, it's not going to be my quality or my piece of work perhaps that I'm most proud of, but there you go, here it is, it's finished, and that's as much as I can do. Always, I hope you have found this video interesting, useful, that you've learned some new expressions that if you'd like, of course, to practice them, leave some comments in the description box below. And as always, it's so much appreciated if you like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends, because of course it helps me in the YouTube algorithm. So thanks a million, and I'll see you in the next video shortly.